In this video, I'm going to talk about the new Keywords Everywhere tool. Now, the Keywords Everywhere is a paid service for getting access to search volume data by a company called Keywords Everywhere. And this tool was requested by several customers, so I decided to integrate it into the latest version. So if you have a paid account at Keywords Everywhere, then you can utilize your paid account from within Pin Inspector. Let me show you how to do that. So what I've done is in the Keywords tool and the Trends tool, you'll see a new button at the very bottom called Keywords Everywhere. And when you click that, you have some options. You can send the selected keywords to the Keywords Everywhere tool, or you can send them all to the Keywords Everywhere tool, or you can just open the Keywords Everywhere tool. And in addition, you can right click the grid and you can see the new options here. Send selected, send all. Now, selected means you have to select the checkboxes. That's what that means when you see selected. And I also added that to the Trends tool as well. And you can see there's a new Tools button. So if you click that, you'll see you can open up the Keywords Everywhere tool. Sorry, I just want to interrupt my video. I had to put this little part you're listening to right now into the video real quickly. When I was recording this video, I had two buttons here, import and get data. I just got rid of the import button because it kind of did the same thing. So as you'll watch the rest of this little video, you'll notice that there's the import button there. But when you get the software, it's not going to be there. No problem. When you click that, it'll just bring up the import windows, and that's how you add the keywords in. But let me get out of here and continue with the video. So let me just show you this tool here. I made it a separate window that contains all the functions of basically a data grid right here. And so let's first talk about what is Keywords Everywhere. So if you click this little Learn More up here, I'll bring you over to Keywords Everywhere. Keywords Everywhere is basically a Chrome browser extension or a Firefox extension that lives in your web browser. But they do have the option to connect to your Keywords Everywhere account by API. You can see up here, Get API Key. So if you click that, you can get your API key just by entering your email into that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and enter my email, and I'm gonna show you. This is the email I'm using with my account. I'll just do this and this, email my key. Then I'll check my email. And here's the email that I received. So they give you a whole bunch of cool stuff here. And if you click on here, you'll get access to your API key. So I'll click that. And now it shows it right here. And all you have to do is copy that and then bring up Pin Inspector. And then you go in here and you paste it. As soon as you paste your key in here, so if I just, like, all you have to do is go right click and paste. Now, as soon as you paste it in there, the software is going to remember. So the next time you open the software, it'll always be there. And it is a password, so no one will see the actual key when you're using the software. And so let me talk about some of the options they provide. So at Keywords Everywhere, they provide some input. So what you want to do is you can select the country you'd like to get the keywords data from. You can select the currency. Then you can also select the data source. And these are the two options they provide from Keywords Everywhere. So the Google Keyword Planner data as well as clickstream data, or just the Google Keyword Planner data. So if you click this little help button here, it'll explain more what that means. Now this is directly from Keywords Everywhere. So they say Keywords Everywhere primarily shows data obtained from the Google Keywords Planner. However, for some search queries such as banned terms where you cannot run Google keyword ads on those terms and misspellings, they use clickstream data. So you can get that data, additional data. So I just defaulted to this. In fact, that's the default that they use for Keywords Everywhere. So I thought I'd just keep it default. Then all you have to do is you have to insert some keywords that you want to get data from. So you use this import and you put your keywords in there and you click go. So let's go ahead and show how to do it. So at any given time, you can open up this tool anytime you want. And you can just go import and just start putting your keywords in here. You can open up a file that contains keywords, a text file, and you can paste it in here, whatever you want to do. But let's use the software. So let's go over to keywords. I generated a bunch of keywords, 283 using the word dog. And so before you do use the tool, I do want to express that it is a paid tool, right? So if you have a Keywords account, a Keywords Everywhere account, you have to pay for it now. I did make it easy for links here, so you can get your API key here, but down the bottom it says buy credits. So if you click that, it takes you over to where you can purchase credits. I bought 1 million credits for $100. I needed to do that so that I can develop this tool. And it says 1 credit for 1 keyword. And at first you may think like that's a lot of money, but I mean, a million keywords, like through all of my testing, creating this tool, I barely used 1,000 keywords. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's very inexpensive. And so let's go ahead and see how to do that. So when you come over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, I'm going to right click and send all to the Keywords Everywhere tool. And it will bring up that little imports window and add them all in here. When I'm done, I'm just going to go ahead and click go. And you'll see as it grabs the data, we'll start taking some credits away. So this is connected to the API system, and the Keywords Everywhere is giving this data. Let me just show you here when it's done. It's pretty fast. So we just got data for 283 keywords. Again, if you don't want to do all the keywords and use your credits, I suggest doing some stuff in here that you want to do for your research. For example, you probably don't want to be getting search volume data for keywords that are obviously going to be very competitive, ones that have 1 word count. So you probably want to target long tail keywords by going in the word count column and say going over three words in the phrase and concentrating your research on these ones. Then you can also have the character count. Say you don't want to be working with keywords that have long character counts, so you can actually limit your character counts here. Anyhow, we just did all for example purposes here. Let me show you the data that comes and returns. So from the API, if I just click here and go back to here, and let's go down to the bottom, you'll see API documentation, and this is what I did here. This is the information I used to integrate the data into the software. So you can see, I just want to quickly show you the data that they return. Just kind of go down here. You'll see that they return the search volume for your keyword, the cost per click, which is the currency and the value of the cost per click. This is the keyword, the competition. Then they also offer trends, which is really awesome. They show you the search volume over the past 12 months. And so that's what I did here. I integrated a chart showing the search volume for the last 12 months for all these keywords when it's given. Sometimes they're not given because that data is not available from the system. But check this out. Now you can just double click this and you can have the chart in here just like I did in the trends tool inside the software. So now you got access to the data and you can see the search volume provided for each month for the last 12 months. Awesome, eh? And you can also save this if you want, save this image. So you could save this to PNG, JPEG. You can save the data as text or comma delimited. So you can save this data if you want that you see in that chart. And let's take a look at some of the columns here. Keyword, word count, character count. You've got the volume. So this is the current search volume. And that's what they return here from the Keywords Everywhere. Then the cost per click, the competition, which tells you how competitive that keyword is. So you obviously don't want to go after highly competitive keywords that cost a lot, cost per click. Now I came over here and I added a date column. This date is just an internal date here. It tells you the last time you extracted this information, because I mean, the search volume information can change every day, sort of thing, right? Depending on how often Keywords Everywhere updates their data. So I added a thing here, the date column. Now I added a whole bunch of other columns that this stuff is not provided by Keywords Everywhere. So I calculated this. What's the 1 month average? So the last month, it tells you how many searches each one of these got in the last month. So basically the last bar you see there. So 2.some million. So that's what's going to be showing up over here. Then you have the last 3 months average and the last 6 months average. So you can use these, and then the total average. So total average is what's the average across all of them. So it gives you an idea, which keywords have the largest average over the last 12 months. Then I added a few other ones. So a trending slope. So if you sort by positive, you'll see that these ones have the best positive slope. You can see it kind of going up in this direction. So dog yard seems to be going right up. Then I have the trending spike. So this only concentrate on the last 3 months. So in the last 3 months, this is what's been happening. You can see this one is kind of spiking here last 3 months. And then you got this one here is kind of coming up last 3 months. Not as much as it did, a year ago. But you can also just keep this off to the side. And as you double click, it just opens up. So that's kind of handy. You can have these windows side by side and you can quickly see the search volumes and look at it in a bigger chart. Now you do have the option to do all sorts of filters in here just like before, and you got all the same functionalities kind of like the other grids down here. So you can load your custom filters, you can save project file, comma delimited, text, all that good stuff. So it's kind of like a separate complete tool, just like the other tools in here. So it's pretty awesome, pretty self-explanatory. If you're already familiar with how the other tools work, this works similar, but it connects to your Keywords Everywhere account, and it gives you some incredible data because they're actually giving the real search volume for these actual keywords. So I hope you guys really enjoy this new tool. This was requested by a lot of customers, and I think you're going to absolutely love it, being able to combine the Keywords Everywhere data along with the Pinterest data. And what's really nice is using sort of the trends tool. So if I come in here, let's just clear this out. And obviously, before you start clearing data, I recommend saving all of your files because you do have to pay for this data. I mean, it's not that much money, but let's go ahead and look at the trends and just get the latest trends here. And so this data here, this is coming from the Pinterest trends section. So this is a search volume index, very similar to Google Trends. So Pinterest provides that as well. So, but they don't provide the exact search volume information. So let's just click on, what's this, Chainsaw Man. So these are index, so from 0 to 100. So that's what these are. But what's nice now is we can compare these keywords to the search volume from Keywords Everywhere. So now we can compare charts and such. So this data provides all this information for the previous year. Same with this data, but this is search volume data from Google. Now it's not search volume directly from Pinterest, but you know what? Google owns Pinterest. And it's nice to see keyword volume from the largest search engine in the world. And you'll see that it will align a little bit with Pinterest. So it's still extremely valuable information. So let's go ahead and we can right click and send all to the Keywords Everywhere tool. And now we can click go. And now we can get that data from Keywords Everywhere. And now we can compare and see which ones are trending or which one. This is trending data that's happening right now. This is latest trending within the last week. So this data is super fresh. Where this data, you know, from Keywords Everywhere is a little bit older because they got to, you know, keep it up for each month. So, but this tells you like there's actually a trending spike for, you know, summer nails. And then same with summer nails here. So you can see that some of them align with each other. It's just an excellent additional data that you can utilize for really determining which keywords that you want to be using throughout your marketing. So that's what we did here. I integrated the Keywords Everywhere tool. For those of you that already have a Keywords Everywhere account, or if you're planning to use Keywords Everywhere, it is a great tool to use. It's a great plugin to use in your web browser. But having this additional data now and having these new columns that you can utilize that data for is just one of those added benefits of using Pin Inspector. So that's it for this video. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.